Trying to make it potentially a one-possession game. Up and under Pacey's. That's what they needed right there. Force one here. Up to Chin, who throws it down. Menkler, good ball fake. Gets to the 10. Count it and the foul. Two buzzer beaters to his credit. Goes down the lane. Double pump.
There it is.
Good! Another! And it's a steal by Soden. Soden to the rim. He's got the layup, and Bedford's got the lead. McGeady drives, Strand open, three-pointer up and in. Wow. And they come up with a steal. O'Connell looking for the flush.
Make guys shoot twos.
Step back, Castro trying to tie the game. Juanena up the sideline, Castic way, double pump. Shot up and in! Up and in! Trying to find Bono. Mike with the steal! Mike is going to run up the court! Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Manchester. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you, getting set for our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. It's the Kennett Eagles and the Manchester West Blue Knights here in a Division II showdown. West red hot under head coach Rich Otis. The Blue Knights have won 5 straight. And right now sitting in a 3-way tie for third place in the statewide Division II standings. 6-2. And again, hoping for their 6th in a row on their home floor tonight. On the other side, Kennett. They played well as of late. 5-3 overall, winners of 2 of their last 3 under head coach Jack Loyne. But as we know, the Conant Cage, as the Charles Quinn Gymnasium is known, one of the louder gyms, not just in the division, but in the state. So a very menacing place to try and capture a road win if you're the Eagles.
It is. They're very poor acoustics here at the Dome, as you would say. Very poor acoustics. I'm in here daily, and it's very loud. But and it's a really tough place for other teams to come play. The court's a little smaller. People don't realize that, but the court is actually a little smaller. The gym is small. Everybody's right on top of you when you play, so it's really tough. The student here, when the students come and we get a good group that's here, it gets really loud and they get really into the game. It's not quite as many maybe as some other places, but we do get a good crowd that comes here and gets excited about the game.
Yep.
And West this year is playing, they're playing, high level of intensity, full court press a lot, man defense most of the time, I believe, and they're winning just because of the effort, and they have a couple good players, and Max Hood and Tevin Edmonds, who are kind of leading that group of players.
Veterans at this point.
Yeah,
it's a young roster, but those two that you mentioned have been a part of this program the last several years, and this is a program that has been revitalized a bit under Coach Otis over the last couple of years. 2 straight winning seasons, right?
Yeah,
where
done a good job.
They were expected to produce some tournament wins as well. So again, West is in the D2 mix in 2025. Kennett, a little bit of a size advantage here tonight. Perhaps the Eagles lean on that on the road.
Yeah, and Kennett in the past too. I remember when I was coaching, we played Kennett a couple times, and they always had, you'd show up and there'd be big guys. They had big guys out of nowhere, and they play hard. Coach Loyne, I believe, does a really good job getting the kids motivated to play hard. We just saw a JV game where it was a kind of a nice battle, and West was able to get a win out of that. But I think it'll be good. It's a tough trip here too. Like Kennett is not close,
right? So
it's a tough trip. You got to come here to play. So it's a really tough night for Kennett, though. Kind of interesting to see how they come out and play. With what kind of energy will they play against a team that's going to press them? Probably a little bit of chaos the whole time. Oh, that's shocking.
Well, crowd is settling in. Should be loud. It's hot, and it's a perfect scenario for a Tuesday night battle here between Kennett and West. Coming up, starting lineups, national anthem tip-off. Shortly after that, you are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Well, there it is, the national anthem, setting the stage for our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance, Kennett and Manchester West, two of Division II's better programs. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. And as we await the tip, Justin, what do we look for here? Give us some keys both ways.
Well, you know, I'm always with the Triple E, the energy, the effort, the efficiency, all that. That's important. I want to just see how Kennett will handle West press. I think that's why West is winning. Their man press is tough. I don't know if it's Trinity-level press or Trinity-level effort-wise defensively, but I think that's why they're winning games, and I think they're efficient. They have a couple good shooters. And how will West come out tonight, right? They're winning. They won 5 in a row. They're at home. Kennett, pretty decent team, done well in the division so far. So you just want to see who shows up tonight on a Tuesday night when we might have a little bit of snow tomorrow.
Second half of the season officially as well.
Oh, yeah.
As we hit the midway point of the regular season. Again, West 6-2 overall. And Kennett right behind them at 5-3. Two officials, Dave Greenwich Sr., Dennis Ducharme.
The legend.
And we are underway here from the west side. Kennett going to win the tip. Eagles in their road blacks. West opening up in their home whites and a man-to-man defensively. Here's a high-arcing three out of the corner. No. Tip attempt off the glass. No. Offensive rebound for Jaden Jackson. And eventually the finish. Up and under off the glass to make it 2-0.
That's offensive rebound, right? West is not very big, so they have to put a body on someone.
Meanwhile, Bo Nung.
Ankle. Roll that ankle.
To Jackson. Jackson went down hard in the paint. Ball turned over to West.
He did. Turn that ankle over just a little bit on that. Good. You see the pass? Right between the legs. It's a pretty pass.
Here's Tevin Edmonds with a teardrop. Left it short off the iron.
Took a shot.
Rebound belongs to Davin Bailey, the center for Kennett. 2-0 Eagles. This interior pass knocked away and stolen by West's Alcantara. At the trailer here for Hood. Ventures into the lane, nowhere to go. Extra pass frees up the shooter. And that's a good look for Braden Mariano that just won't go. Second rebound for Jackson of Kennett.
Good ball movement, good wide open look in the corner. Kennett's got to get out and get a hand up. Mariano's been, from what I've been told, is a pretty good shooter and will knock down some of those threes if you leave them open.
Baseline Jay. Nung can't get it to go. Good rebound the other way for Maldonado. Quick three. Hood, a good look. No. Follows his own miss. Second try for Edmonds is short. Edmonds going to get to it off the bounce. And now a third opportunity is in the hole for Mariano.
There it is. Can't leave him open like that. Wide open three.
It's a good look for the junior guard. 5'10" righty able to connect and put West on the board. It gives the Blue Knights their first lead at 3-2. Drive and kick. 3 on the way from Tristan Jones. Too strong. Loose ball. Collected on the weak side, and now a third try in the lane. Fade won't work for Jones. Finally, the deck cleared for West by Luis Alcantara.
A couple good rebounds by Kennett inside. Just can't finish on the 2-footers. Got to put those in, right? You want to stay close against a team that can shoot the ball.
Edmonds got the baseline step, and there's the finish.
No help defense. Good look by Tevin to attack the basket. No help at all on the Kennett side.
3-year starter. His first field goal. 5 in a row for West. And here's that Blue Knight trap. Skip pass, jab step, good recovery by the Blue Knights. Another skip pass does free up Jackson, and this time he connects.
And he was wide open there as well. Nice look for them. Good ball movement. They avoided the trap. They tried to. West attempted to trap in the middle of the floor. You kind of want to avoid that trap in the corners if you can. Force the ball to the sideline, trap corners. Middle's tough to trap because you can dribble through and attack.
Pull up for the left-hander Hood. He's 0 for 3.
Jackson filling up the sheet tonight.
His third rebound. Also, he's been the man offensively through the first 3 minutes with 5 points. We're tied at 5, and we have our first foul here. Just outside the three-point line. It's against Manchester West.
Cannon Bennett. It's Trayvon Cannon Bennett, I believe.
Yeah, that's the senior forward.
Transfer from Pembroke Academy.
One of just 2 seniors on this young West roster. Tough runner off the glass, won't go. Tevin's lost it, but it's poked away, and last touch by Kennett. It'll be Blue Knight basketball.
Well, quick timeout by Kennett. Trying to figure out, there's 5-5. You kind of wonder, what do you see? What did he see that he thinks maybe we call that timeout? We're missing some easy ones, some 2-footers, right? Second shots. Not too sure what he's concerned about now. But
just a 30-second timeout. Jack Lloyd hoping to restack the deck here. Kennett and West tied at 5. Early on. Good crowd as expected. There's a student section in black to the far side. Of course, the cheerleaders are a big part of the presentation as well.
It is. That's good. I'm glad they're here. We haven't seen a ton of cheerleaders this year.
Right.
And I think they have to bring back the visiting team's cheerleaders. I think the cheerleaders from other schools should come to the games, and it makes it fun again. They're back and forth. They're getting both sides of the crowd involved. I don't know why they don't do it anymore. Maybe it's money and buses and that kind of thing.
I think we'll see that in the tournament for sure with some of these neutral site games.
Yeah, I think that's the only time. But what happened to the days when you brought the opposing, and they would get together, the cheerleaders, and they would have, do things at halftime. They'd both cheer. It was kind of neat, and we've kind of lost that aspect of it, I think. I don't know what happened.
Meanwhile, out of the timeout, West looking to retake the lead. The 3 won't go for Mariano. And then this one is wrapped up off the bounce by the Kennett forward, Owen Robertson. Now we have a whistle in the backcourt.
We had a foul. Maybe it was on Alcantara, I think. Reaching in maybe on the
It is against
rebound.
Alcantara. That is the second team foul against West.
We got to watch the team fouls, too. A lot of free throws, right? A lot of free throws. This year we've seen some teams get in foul trouble early in terms of the bonus, the one plus the penalty.
Meanwhile, Nung had his bounce pass go off the knee of the defender. It's a turnover, and Hood's got the 2 on the other end.
The left-handed Max Hood with a right-handed layup. Good steal again by West.
The junior able to get out and run. Blue Knights back in front, 7-5. Midway through first quarter. There's Jackson trying to draw something along the side of the lane, and he does draw the whistle here. It's a reach-in foul against Alcantara. That's his second.
Yeah, third
that may force Coach Otis's hand here. He will go to the bench.
Yep, he's going to have to take
Chris
a break.
Mejia Vega going to check in for the first time. He's a 5'9" junior guard. Kennett also going to go to the bench. Kobe Nung. You got Bo Nung Jr. and Kobe.
He played a lot in the JV game. I was just watching a little bit before. He played quite a bit. Brother giving brother a break.
Inside of 4 minutes, first quarter. And a jumped passing lane, ends up with a steal. Mejia Vega, twisting attempt there on the layup, couldn't make it work.
Good steal, though. Good steal. Almost.
Jaden Duncan the rebound, and now into the front court comes Kobe Nung. Well, Kennett just 2 field goals here through the first 4.5 minutes, as this West half-court defense has been pretty formidable.
Yeah, you're watching right now. They're doing a really good job bodying up guys defensively, making it tough for them to score.
And Jones going to draw contact near the rim and head to the free throw line for the game's first 2 free throws. As the foul goes against Mejia Vega, that's the 3rd team foul against West. No, the 4th.
Yeah, we're up to
and the
4
first
already
against the junior. So West is up against the foul limit.
Notice like Kennett had to move the ball around quite a bit in order just to get an open shot. West does a good job, cutting off the passing lanes, helping each other out, doing a good job trying to deny the opponent the ball. You see we got here. Since I know these names pretty well, at least for West, ICL Cruz checked in the game. He's a sophomore. 0.
0 for 2 trip there for Jones.
Got to make free throws, right, Nick? We've seen games before where teams have won and lost at the free throw line.
Here's Edmonds, rejected. That one pinned off the glass before Duncan gets to the loose ball.
Yeah, that's what I say, pump fake. Go and pump fake, right? Size, pump fake. Good take, though.
2 defenders may have gotten a piece there.
Yeah, you're right. 2 guys are right there.
Meanwhile, Kennett having trouble holding on to the basketball. It ends up sprayed out of bounds. Good effort there by Edmonds, but despite the face-first effort, it will stay with the Eagles.
We see 3 of West's 5 starters are on the floor still, and they're pressing and playing this high-level, high-intensity man-to-man defense. I wonder how long they last before you have to sub some of the bench players in.
Here's Marquis Twomey with the finish.
Marquis.
A good interior pass.
That was a good pass.
And Twomey, who just checked in, gets a quick 2 to tie the game at 7.
Minor breakdown defensively. They just kind of lost him, didn't know where he was. Sometimes when you help, right, you got to communicate so that your teammates can rotate and get that help where it's supposed to be.
Here's Hood trying to make something happen one-on-one. Couldn't get the layup. This one poked out to Kobe Nung, who's going to bring it himself into the front court. And now Kennett with a chance for the lead, but
Shuffled.
is called for the travel in the corner.
We always talk about turnovers too, Nick. They have 5 right now, according to my mathematical wizardry. West has 0 turnovers right now. So we've seen also it's free throws and turnovers. If you win the turnover battle most of the time, you're either in the game or you're going to win the game. And 5 turnovers this early, coach can't be too happy with that.
Coming up on 2 minutes to go, first quarter. Still tied at 7. Defense has been the name of the game so far.
Man-to-man, both sides trying to get screens for maybe some open looks.
Edmonds, 15-footer.
Good pull-up, tough shot, though.
Results in a rebound for Roberts in his second. Now Kennett going to slow it down again inside of 2 minutes first quarter. Blue Knights going to stick with the man-to-man defense.
And Kennett is kind of set up to run. It looks like they want to run the flex, which we've seen quite a bit lately on another turnover. But
Robertson ran into a crowd with the dribble.
They set up in that flex, but they don't run it. So I'm kind of confused. I'm thinking maybe that's why coach called timeout earlier.
Edmonds, pretty finish.
Beautiful, right hand, left side.
Goes over the shoulder for his second field goal. Pokes the ball loose, but can't keep it in play.
Yeah, the press is working. Now Tevin's a little tired. You can see winded, so you can give guys a minute or 2. I'm not sure Cannon Bennett, number 13, ever gets tired. I've seen him run around with seemingly never tiring, and he's at the top of the press where it is highly contested at the top.
Well, Edmonds is going to take a seat here, and that fits the star rest pattern, right?
Yeah.
End of the first, end of the third.
He's got a minute 15 left. He even said, he pointed to himself. He's a captain. He pointed to himself, said he was tired.
This one off the fingertips of Duncan.
That's just
and
careless.
Turned over as the offensive problems continue for the Eagles here on the road.
That wasn't really even a lot of pressure. That was just sort of a careless pass. And got to get your hands up, right? Get your hands up, show a target, get ready to catch the ball.
Meanwhile, Hood is going to draw a foul.
Free throw time.
It's the first foul against Kennett, and it comes with 1 minute even remaining in this first quarter. That's going to send Can Bennett to the free throw line for the first West free throws of the night.
When we get Max Hood going to the basket hard.
Foul on Bo Nung Jr., his first.
Just took a shot on his left arm. Strong drive, though. He's a good free throw shooter. And their best outside shooter. He's averaging about 15, 16 points a game from when I talked to the coaches earlier. So he's played really well this year so far.
He's got 3 in this first quarter, make it 4. The junior puts West in front by 4. 4 straight from the home team. Inside, Duncan, too strong off the glass. Loose ball in the paint, and now a jump ball is called. As we see Duncan and Can Bennett tied up at the bottom of that scrum. Possession arrow favors the Blue Knights.
Yeah, should be.
As Kennett won the tip.
They did indeed. That's basically a turnover. He threw the ball, got that jump ball situation, turned the ball over. Now Kennett's going to press man full. Right now it looks like man as well, full court.
Meanwhile, a sub here. As West is going to come on with Severin Aldati, 6'1 junior. Checking in for the first time to play the center spot.
He's a good rebounder.
Meanwhile, Hood, beautiful crossover and finger roll and foul.
That was, wow.
A hard take by the junior. Plenty of contact there midair, but nonetheless a pretty finger roll.
Yeah, scary fall. He kind of got undercut a little bit, landed on his back. Beautiful finish.
He's got 6 now to lead all scorers. Foul, meanwhile, number 2 against Kennett's Bo Nung Jr., so he will come off the floor here. Hood hits the free throw. And another sub for West this time as Can Bennett, after a very brief rest, is back on the floor here. Replacing Aldati. Kennett basketball have surrendered 7 straight points to West and now have to deal with the Blue Knight pressure, which results in a steal. Across the lane, foul, and the bucket. Mejia Vega off the good feed, able to get it despite being hit there on the right arm on the release.
That's just another steal, Nick. They have about 6 or 7 steals that have amounted to 9 Kennett turnovers, and they still have 35 seconds left. So, Kennett's not down by too many. To have turned the ball over that much, you're only down 9. But you can't be happy with 9 turnovers either in the first quarter.
9 unanswered by West. And Mejia Vega keeps his team perfect at the line. Collectively now 4 of 4 in this first quarter. And this one deflected and then last touched off the hand of Twomey as the turnover troubles continue for Kennett.
That was almost a little fan interference on that side. I thought maybe the fan was on the floor, the far side.
So West basketball, after 2 consecutive old-fashioned three-point plays.
Which is always fun, right?
They can have a chance here to cash in again in the final 30 seconds of this first quarter.
See if they'll take the last shot. And what they're going to do is run the ball, pass the ball. So it's sort of a delay. Yeah, the delay game. The old school delay game, right? You kind of try and set a screen at the post area on the free throw line. You continue to do that until you get down to about 10 seconds. You don't want to do that and turn the ball over.
And here we are at 10 seconds. Meanwhile, this one slapped loose by Jones, stolen by Jones, and then rejected by Mejia Vega. Down to 3 seconds, loose ball. Mejia Vega has it for West, and that'll do it for the first quarter. A back and forth opening few minutes, but a strong end to the quarter by the home team. Manchester West, 10 unanswered points. They have a 10-point lead after 1. Right back to the West side in just a moment. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, a good start for the home team as Manchester West has opened up a 10-point lead over Kennett as we begin this second quarter. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance. Blue Knights looking for their 6th win in a row, a chance to improve to 7-2 on the season. Kennett going to have to do it now from behind to improve to 6-3. And this one is turned over. That has been the story of the first half so far. The Eagles really had a hard time against this man-to-man pressure from West.
Yeah, extremely hard. I think they're trying to make some of these passes are just, way too difficult. They don't need to be so tough, right?
There's a good steal. A good read by David Bailey, and he's fouled from behind near the iron by a hustling Mariano who prevents the layup. A hard foul given near the iron.
That's actually a really good foul. So if you're watching this game and you're a young player, you don't want to hurt anybody, but you want to make sure you foul so that he doesn't make that shot. If you're going to decide, that's a business decision, like taking a charge, right? If you're going to foul him, you better make sure he doesn't make that shot without hurting him, of course. But you got to make sure you hit him hard enough so he doesn't make that shot.
Bailey knocks down the free throw. First points at the line tonight for Kennett. Meanwhile, Twomey comes out as Coach Jack Lloyd continuing to shuffle the Eagle lineup.
Yeah, he's
see the return here of Robertson.
A lot of subbing for him right now. You figure out who's going to handle the ball, who's not going to turn the ball over. I'm trying to convince you as a coach, don't turn the ball over.
There's a three for Mariano. Too strong from the wing. Weak side rebound controlled by Jaden Jackson. He's been on the glass so far with now a game-high 4 rebounds. Kennett trying to cash in on back-to-back possessions. They cannot. Edmonds with the steal, up the floor to Hood. The scooper rolls off the rim, but it's followed up off the window. Can Bennett showing the good hustle there for his first 2.
Good follow. That's just really working hard defensively. Offensively, they're sharing the basketball. Look at the pressure we have on the ball. That's a 5-second count waiting to happen.
Tevins up in the face of Robertson, whose pass is deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with Kennett as that pressure continues for Manchester West. They've really gotten after it on the defensive end. And now Coach Lloyd going to call his second timeout here to try and address the pressure. His club trails 19-9, less than 1 minute gone by in this second quarter. Our broadcast is brought to you by Beals Insurance, locations in Bedford, Londonderry, and Epping. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. And finally by the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. Nick Anastas with Justin Gorham. West went on a 10-0 run at the end of that first quarter.
Yeah, they did. Wow.
And it's still a 10-point gap here with Kennett set to inbound the basketball coming out of the timeout.
So there's West with a 2-3 zone on the inbounds. That's my, that's my cardinal rule. Always zone the inbounds underneath the basket.
Here's a 3 for Bailey. No. Offensive rebound, Jackson. No. Second try for Jackson, perhaps on the way, but he stripped on the way up. Loose ball taken away by West. Here comes Mejia Vega. Going to dribble to the corner, pump the brakes a bit, and the Blue Knights going to settle in here on offense with a 10-point lead.
Yeah, right now it's simply, there's one reason right now, actually 2, but they're combined together to be 1. It's that defensive pressure and the turnovers. You can't turn over the ball 14 times and expect to be anywhere close but yet they're only down 10. Kennett's got to handle the ball.
Eagles continue to battle. They get a rebound there. Into the front court comes Nung, but then his pass ends up out of bounds again along the baseline into the cheerleaders. So a 14th turnover coming here just 2 minutes into this second quarter.
Yeah, that's going to make Coach nuts. He's going to go in at halftime. I don't know if he's going to have that stat. I'm hoping he kind of doesn't. But you can see it. You know you're turning the ball over. You know you can't run an offense. Any kind of offense, no consistency, no flow when you turn the ball over like that.
But they have had several steals of their own. Nearly a throwdown there by Bailey, but he misses the two-hand stuff. West trying to convert quickly, and they will as Mariano plays it off the window for his second field goal. Well, end-to-end action. It goes West way. They've built their largest lead. Now it's a dozen. And now a zone press here. Kennett does break into the front court. Duncan finds Robertson, who's going to take some air out of the ball here. Now a baseline drive and a foul.
Edmonds, I think that's his second foul.
Edmonds knocked down in the process. Tried to draw the charge, but was not quite set there on the baseline.
Almost. Looked like good deep. They're playing such good defense right now that Kennett has no answer for anything they're doing, even the zone. Now the zone press they can do just to kind of give them a little bit of a break. Man, defense is very tiring full court. So you give them a little bit of break, but you're still playing like really high intensity pressure defense.
Plus you're throwing another look.
Yeah, it's just something different. Yep. Got to make the adjustment. And Kennett can't even keep the ball long enough to make the adjustment right now.
Here's Kobe Nung. Bodied up here by Hood. On the wing, now a touch for Hunter Roberts, and he's stripped. Taken away by Cam Bennett, who is called for a push-off.
Yeah.
It's an offensive foul, and that has the senior forward upset.
Yeah, that arm came out.
Coach Otis not happy either.
A little bit too far with the push.
There's the official, Dennis Ducharme, trying to explain the situation to Coach Otis.
Didn't see much from our angle, to be honest. And Wizard's shown it a couple times, and didn't really see much. A little bit, I think he put it out.
That was the second foul on Cam Bennett. He's still animated as he heads to the sideline. He's got a smile on his face. He's slapping five with his teammates. Keeping the energy up here. West has played with the lead most of this first half, and another turnover is committed at midcourt. Mariano, scooper, may have been hit there.
He got hammered on the back. I don't know why that wasn't
No whistle,
called,
Duncan the rebound, and then the outlet pass goes astray. We have a whistle. And now the official is going to nip something in the bud here. Mariano and Jones are called together and told to relax.
Well, they turned the ball over again. Kennett just threw the ball out of bounds again. But I can see where Mariano was upset. He took that shot, kind of went right hand, left side, got smacked right on the arm, the back, the head, hit everywhere, and there was no call.
Coach Loynd is now upset as well on the Kennett sideline.
Not too sure we're
And now a conversation between our two veteran officials, Dave Greenwich Sr. and Dennis Ducharme. Done a good job here so far tonight. And now a conversation occurring in front of the Eagle bench.
I'm not even sure what that would be about. I mean, maybe he's asking them what they can do to not turn the ball over so much. I don't know what else you're going to ask the ref at this point. I don't.
Well, Coach Otis is going to join the fray now.
I think he's concerned about the chatter of the team. The players are talking, I think, a little bit too much. I don't know what side, or we can't decide that. But when you're down 21-9, I don't think Kennett would be talking too much right now. But you get frustrated, though, and you get angry when you're down and you turn the ball over and things aren't going well for you, right? So they're going to get fired up and they're going to say things. It's just what happens.
Conversation continues here. 3 minutes into this second quarter. West with a 21-9 lead.
Now we have
they
a
built
jump
up this
ball.
double-digit margin at the end of that first quarter with a 10-0 run.
Why do we have a jump ball is my question.
Not sure.
West got the ball of the turnover. They threw the ball out of bounds. We had no jump ball. He just threw the ball out of bounds. Or Kennett did again.
Well, there may have been a whistle away from the basketball. I'm not sure. There was no foul reported on the play.
No foul. But they did turn the ball, went out of bounds. And
so
then
either way, West has
it.
Meanwhile, a drive by Mejia Vega ends at the iron. Out of the crowd comes Bailey after posting his third rebound. Kennett trying to settle in here. Long pass, knocked down up top, and a foul is called as Kobe Nung went tumbling there.
When you play this aggressive defensively, though, you're going to foul.
We saw 4 team fouls in the first quarter. We've seen 5 now so far.
Right.
And that's just 3 minutes and 14 seconds into this second quarter. So already bonus time for Kennett.
The only
as Kobe Nunn gets set for the free throw attempt.
That's the only real negative aspect of when you foul too much like that, or when you play this aggressive. Right now, they're going to be, the only way they're going to come back at this point, too, is going to be maybe make some free throws. So if you get fouled, you keep attacking, get fouled, don't turn the ball over, you get a couple free throws, you're all of a sudden back in the game. So you got to be careful with the fouls. But this type of play dictates that. You just foul more frequently.
Free throw no good off the back iron as Nunn goes 0 for 2. Alcantara is back on. Got it here on the wing for West. And now the floor general, Tevens, with a great crossover, and Edmonds is fouled. Well, a lightning first step there on the cross, and then another fearless take for the senior captain.
They attack the basket with reckless abandon right now.
Yeah.
He and Max Hood both just attack the basket. Great first step.
Took the body slam from Tristan Jones. Jones with his first. Edmonds with the free throw. 5 points in this first half for the 3-year starter.
Yeah, he's taking some shots. Max took a shot on layups. A couple of layups, they got hit hard, went down the ground, get right back up. Those two haven't said anything. I can see where there might be some chatter here and there for a foul or a little bit, over-aggressive shot.
Meanwhile, Twomey and Jackson are back on for Kennett. Edmonds goes 2 for 2. Wesley grows to 23-9, and another steal. Mariano able to poke it away and finish off the glass. Mariano, 7 points for West in this first half. He's now their high scorer. Meanwhile, Jackson in trouble, lofts it down the middle. Duncan has it, elbow J, short. Duncan follows his own miss. Inside, here's Jones. That rim just won't cooperate. Edmonds clears the deck and then is fouled in the backcourt as he's knocked down on the outlet pass.
Man, chaos. We're getting chaos right now.
Some good looks there. David Bailey.
Yeah, he had a wide open 15-footer.
Yeah, he's had a couple of shot attempts in the lane, but right now a lid on the basket on the Eagles' end of the court.
He had a two-hand dunk attempt that I think he was pretty confident he was going to make that, and all of a sudden he just kind of came up just a little bit short.
Landed hard on that missed dunk as
he
well.
did. That looked like it hurt the tailbone quite a bit.
He's the tallest player on the floor for either team. His team, though, in a bit of trouble, down 16, and Hood is going to push that deficit up to 19 with the 3 ball. Max Hood is first from downtown, and he's now in double figures with 10 points. It's the game's high scorer. West with their largest lead. And another steal. Intercepted, and then a beautiful bounce pass that just got away from its intended target, Alcantara.
That was a really good look. He would have caught that and laid that up. That would have been a highlight right there, highlight material.
A rare West turnover is going to lead to a Blue Knight timeout. Just the third giveaway of this first half by the home team. Meanwhile, Justin, we talked about the 10 unanswered. It's now a 21-2 run that dates back to late in that first quarter.
That is really tough to come back from, and just by, if you're watching this game on TV and you're seeing some replays, Kennett's just really sloppy with the basketball right now.
Well, part of that is that intense man-to-man pressure.
Right.
I mean, you have not seen the Eagles with really a chance to breathe throughout this first half.
But you can't throw one-hand passes. You can't telegraph the ball. You can't lob the ball. Right now, that's kind of what they're doing. Lobbing, telegraphing. Nobody's going backdoor to get open. And you know what else you have to do? We talked about this with Trinity, against Trinity. You've got to screen, right? You screen to get other guys open, and you screen away from the ball so that guys can get open a little bit easier. Right now, nobody's getting open.
Here's that relentless press as West is going to pick up full court man here out of the timeout.
It is wonderful to watch. When this is successful, it's chaotic, but it's wonderful to watch.
Here's Jones into the front court via the sideline. Double team comes. Ball goes back to the middle for Bo Nung Jr. And now Bailey bodied up here deep on the wing. Coming up on 3 minutes to go until halftime. Coming up at halftime. Stats, highlights, analysis, out-of-town scoreboard as well. Jones a 3, no. Bailey the follow. And ultimately a rebound for West Alcantara is going to clear the defensive glass. Into the lane, and 2 more for Edmonds. Left-hand finish.
Beautiful shot. See, lobbing right now, lobbing the ball, not faking high, throw low. You got to zip it to your teammates.
Inside out, 3 for Bailey from the corner is too strong. Edmonds, another rebound for West. Up the floor, Mariano can't get it to go off the window.
Tough look. Might have got hit again. Might have gotten hit again. Really tough look.
And this one's stolen. Hood leading a 4-on-1. Mariano to the rim. No, but a foul. As he took the bump midair, almost got that one to trickle in. We've seen this West transition game turn those Kennett turnovers into opportunities on the fast break. And
Absolutely.
that one almost went West's way again.
Almost went in, and that opportunity right there, he should have passed the ball to his teammate.
Meanwhile, number 4 on Bo Nung Jr. He got the first 2 very quickly in that first quarter.
Oh, no.
Had been hoping to hold off despite the 3 fouls here and survive until halftime, but he commits his 4th, the team's 3rd. Free throw is good for Mariano.
Do we think Coach saw that? I don't know if he saw that up there on the board that he had 3 fouls, but maybe you don't have another point guard at this point other than his younger brother who plays JV. So,
and they're both seated right now.
yeah, I don't know. You got to now. Right, Kennett has to find a ball handler. So who's gonna handle the ball for Kennett right now? That's the question.
Meanwhile, West collectively perfect at the line in this first half. Now 8 of 8. I know
That's phenomenal. That
pleases you for sure.
Oh my goodness, that and the turnovers. They're doing 2 things extremely well right now.
3 for Bailey out of the corner is too strong. Mariano, a weak side rebound for West. Up the floor to Hood, and that one is a goaltend against Bailey. It hit the backboard first.
Out the basket.
Before Bailey got his right hand on it.
That was what? Max Hood again going to the basket on another wide open kind of layup in the back. Yeah, that was a definite goaltend, right? Hood, yes, Hood.
Yep, Hood now with a dozen to lead all scorers. 2 minutes to go. 34-9. As Kennett continues to try and work the ball into the front court. They do so here with Jackson in the corner. Double team comes. Somebody's open. It's Jones. Good drop step. Bank attempt won't work. Second try does.
That's a much-needed basket for them finally.
Good work by Jones, his first 2. Meanwhile, Hood going to pull it back out, and around the horn it goes for West. Final 100 seconds, first half. Good step up on the baseline and finish. It's Mejia Vega. 5 points off the bench for the 5'9 junior. Kennett going to reverse, bring it in via the dribble, but then this one rockets back into the backcourt for an over and back violation.
Well, again, you don't have your floor leader, your point guard. If Kennett just right now you're relying on kind of point guard by committee, so I'm not too sure what they're going to do. They're going to have to really make some adjustments at halftime. You know, coming out in the second half, what are you going to do with the ball? When do you bring Nung back in the game? I don't know, how much do you let his brother play, right? The JV player.
Meanwhile, we're down to 1 minute. And Edmonds in no hurry. It's been a spectacular first half for the home team.
I'm not sure why they're holding the ball, but maybe to kind of, I don't think they're going to wait for the last shot.
And this one gets away from Mariano out of bounds. Good idea there.
Yeah, Cruz had the right idea.
By
just kind of
Azael Cruz?
ICL, yes.
ICL, excuse me. ICL, he has not played much, but
just a rare West
had
turnover.
the right idea on that pass. He's
He
going to
did.
sit here for the final 43 seconds.
Yeah, in that case, maybe he might have decided to shoot that one. He kind of was open, but little nice bounce pass, just bounced a little too hard. Got away from him. It's only the 4th turnover.
Yep. Deep 3 for Bailey, up and in. It's been one of the bright spots for Kennett. It's his first field goal. 5 points, 5 rebounds unofficially.
Yeah,
for the senior.
Yeah, he's rebounded well.
Now West does have a chance here for the final shot. Down to 15 seconds. A commanding 36-14 lead on the board. Edmonds off the crossover. Pull up, high arcing two. No. Ball poked loose, kept alive by Aldini.
Yeah,
He just came back in.
Rebound.
Mejia Vega, a good look at it, but won't beat the buzzer. As this one is slapped out, and that will do it for the first half. Manchester West getting it done defensively. Forced over 20 turnovers in that first half. Scored in transition, scored in the half-court set, took care of the basketball. All those things add up to a 36-14 halftime lead.
It was a very efficient half for West. Didn't turn the ball over like you said. Didn't miss many shots, wide open shots. Had a lot of layups, right? Shot well from the free throw line, and we've harped all year on making free throws and not turning the ball over. Right? Just simple. It's a simple thing. We always said came down to it's a simple game. You know, don't turn the ball over, make free throws, and you're going to be in good shape. Most of the time, you're going to be in the game. And they only have 4 turnovers. That's an exceptional first half defensively. Probably the most exceptional first half defensive effort we've seen all year, including that Trinity game in Merrimack. This is impressive.
I mean, whatever we've seen, whether it's been man, we saw, I believe, at one point a 1-2-2.
Yeah.
We saw the half-court trap. It's been a variety of defensive approaches for Coach Otis, and most of them have worked, at least through 16 minutes. Not done yet, though. Still a whole half to play. Kennett got a size advantage that they may try to tap into in the second half, but they've got work to do.
A lot of work.
Down 22 at the break. Coming up, full recap. Stats, highlights, analysis. Out-of-town scoreboard, as well as we take a look at both D1 and D2 on a busy Tuesday night. 36-14 West over Kennett at halftime. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Wheels Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Back here in Manchester, where Manchester West leads Kennett by a score of 36-14. Second half looming. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. We're glad you could join us. Well, the game got off to a slow start. It was 7-7 heading into the final 2 minutes of that first quarter. West went on a run, scored 10 unanswered, and led 17-7 after one. That defensive pressure, which stretched the length of the floor throughout that first half, forced over 20 Kennett turnovers. That 10-0 run turned into 21-2.
Yeah, it's impressive.
At one point, Kennett able to get their bearings a bit in the final minutes to trim the gap, but still work to do for the Eagles.
Oh, so
as
much
they trail
work
here 36-14.
And right now we look on the floor and you see Nung Jr. there, number 24, Bo Nung Jr., and he has 4 fouls. So he's their primary ball handler. So what do you do? What kind of adjustments did Coach Loyne make at halftime so that when you come out in the second half, we're going to play, they're going to have to play with some grit. You want to try and cut the lead just in half, right? And maybe not let them get so many wide open, easy shots. I think Coach Otis on the other side was really content with defense, with the defensive effort. He just wants to make sure they finish some of those layups they've missed.
Yeah. Well, West, as you mentioned, only 4 turnovers themselves offensively.
Man.
And they did not miss a free throw.
No, that's
in that
impressive.
first half. 8 of 8 collectively. They were led by Max Hood, the junior, who leads all scorers with 12 points.
It's that French thing again. I'm not good with the French either, Nick. I'm not good with the French.
Meanwhile, loose ball, Edmonds to the ground. Ball spurts back out to Kennett. Nung with a good split move. And now in the corner here, they're going to dump it inside. Quick shot won't work for Jones. And they're going to rule West's Mariano out of bounds, trying to keep that alive on the baseline so it will stay with the Eagles.
Yeah, good effort in the rebound. They're still lobbing the ball too much, and they got to finish right now. If you're Kennett and you have a 2-footer, you better finish that 2-footer if you want to have a chance.
There's a 2-3 zone for West. Bailey with a quick 3, won't go. Offensive rebound off the bounce for Jones. Finds Bailey in the lane. His pass is tipped. This one coughed up and taken away by Hood for West. It's poked loose from behind by Bailey before it's ruled out of play in the corner.
That was quite a bit of chaos in that one possession right there, but West was able to maintain possession. And again, Kennett, tough to run your out-of-bounds play, too, when a team plays 2-3 zone. I said that a million times. You really got to figure out, screens and find different ways to get open on a 2-3 zone. And everybody seems to run the same out-of-bounds play, the backup thing, right? You back up, you chuck the ball up high as you can and hope to get the ball in bounds. And nobody seems like they're trying to score directly anymore. I don't understand that.
3-pointer Mariano. Too deep from the wing. Offensive rebound, Alcantara, the former Trinity Pioneer, with a good offensive board there.
That was one Pioneer shooting and one former Pioneer rebounding,
That's
right?
Both Alcantara and Mariano last year played for Trinity. Meanwhile, this one a teardrop, no. Edmonds trying to follow his own miss before Bailey eventually secures for Kennett. He's been the high rebounder for either team with 6.
Yeah, he's rebounded well. They just have to get a little more scoring out of somebody at this point.
There's Nung, dragged the pivot foot after picking up the dribble.
This court is not slippery. I'll tell you that much. It's got a lot of stick.
It's a newer floor, as we talked about off air.
Yeah, they sanded it down, redid it. So it's amazing when you go to some of the gyms that we've been to that the floor is dark and it makes the gym look dark. Takes one big sanding day, and guess what you have? A brand new floor with new paint in this situation, so it looks great.
Backdoor denied by Nung. He got his hand on it. Edmonds recovers. Mariano ventures into the lane. This one eventually settles in the hands of Hood near midcourt. Nearly 2 minutes gone by, third quarter. Our halftime score remains on the board, 36-14, and here's a steal. A rare takeaway. Good step through, but the layup won't go with the right hand for Jackson. For Mariano, able to wrestle it away for West. Up the floor, into the corner. Hood for 3, up and in.
Yep, see what they did. They got a steal, got a rare West turnover. They didn't finish the layup. They gave it up, come down, bang, Matt hits a 3.
39-14, another interception by Edmonds. Throws it up the floor for Hood. Little teardrop up and in.
Another one.
5 quick points for Hood and a quick timeout in response by Kennett. It comes just 2.5 minutes into this second half. 41-14 as West has pieced together a quick 5 unanswered points.
It's a relentless defensive assault so far. I would imagine at some point, I didn't even check. Are they still pressing? They're going to probably pull the press off, I guess, and play half-court defense, when you're up by this many points. But Kennett just has to figure out how they're going to get the ball across half-court at this and finish, right? You got to make layups. You got to make free throws. Just basic basketball things, and I think if they did that, they'd feel better, and they might be able to creep back just a little bit, right? Because it's never over. We got lots of time left.
No, and this is a club that
you got to see that.
Had won, again, 5 games early on, 5-3 overall, and winners of 2 of their last 3. But after the opening 5 or so minutes were played to a tie, 7-7, they have trailed by double digits most of the night here on the road.
Yeah, it's a very frustrating trip, I think, for them right now. If they can kind of get rid of some of that frustration and maybe channel that into, better passes, getting open, making layups, and getting to the free throw line, right? They've only shot 4 free throws, so get to the free throw line. Attack the basket, get to the free throw line.
This pass hauled in by Jones, but then turned over as it slapped loose. Ken Bennett with the steal. Now Edmonds trying to secure in the backcourt. The senior does corral. Hood ready to fire, trying to stay hot, and he will. Another 3. His 3rd from downtown, his 2nd from deep in this 3rd quarter. The lead is 30 for the first time.
You cannot leave him open. You got to get a hand up on him and make him drive to the basket.
Here's Jones on a drive of his own. Can't get the layup. And it's tipped out to Ken Bennett. Wide open Mariano. Can't bury it from the corner. Offensive rebound hauled in by Alcantara.
Alcantara does a lot of things that you don't necessarily see in the box score, right? Plays good defense, rebounds, boxes out so other guys on his team can get rebounds.
Edmonds trying to shake off the pesky Nung. And this one looks pretty for Mariano. He's in double figures now with 11.
The floater. Love the floater.
West with a 10-0 run to open up this second half.
Now we have a 2-2-1 full court zone press, so they're mixing it up.
Deep 3 for Bailey. No. Jackson, easy follow.
Hey, got a rebound, put it in.
Well, Jackson has played well. 7 points, 6 rebounds. Meanwhile, down the lane, Ken Bennett. That one rejected by Jones. And Ken Bennett knocked down in the act.
Good defense.
Some subs here for the Eagles. 3 new players onto the floor. As Duncan returns, Twomey back onto the floor. And our first look at Owen Abbott, a sophomore guard, on the floor for Kennett for the first time.
Yeah, I don't like to assume anything, but maybe Owen Abbott will be their primary ball handler.
Ken Bennett wide open. 3 won't go from straight away, and a skying rebound there for Bailey.
Yeah, Bailey's a good rebounder. He's very athletic. He's got to find a way to get him the ball near the basket somehow.
He has led the Eagles on the glass with 7 rebounds. Midway through, 3rd quarter. This one is all West. Edmonds comes over on the double, knocks it loose. He's knocked to the ground, and ultimately the Blue Knights have it. Up the floor, Ken Bennett, easy layup. Able to avoid the defender there, went around him, and off the glass for his second field goal. Yeah. He's fired up.
Good, smooth layup. Just got to make sure they maintain their composure, right? When you beat somebody, you want to beat somebody with class.
Twomey met near the rim there. West going to throw it down the floor. Hood into traffic, counted off the glass.
Another left-handed.
Max Hood, 10 points in the quarter, 22 in the game. Interception, Edmonds. Up top, Hood, he's been on fire. That one halfway down and out. Loose ball, bodies on the floor, and a jump ball is called as Alcantara and Duncan were tied up.
You give Alcantara that rebound on the jump ball. The effort is still there. When you're up 50-16, the other team doesn't even have 20 points yet, and you're still playing this hard, I mean, going forward, that's going to be tough against anyone. They're playing so much intensity, and they're up 50-16.
Meanwhile, Bailey with a well-deserved rest for Kennett. As after a brief spell, Robertson is back on. Meanwhile, a foul here on the floor that knocks Mariano off balance. And a foul against Twomey reaching.
Oh, I think we got to go with the...
First team foul either way here. It comes with over 5 minutes gone by third quarter. And Mariano will shoot.
I thought we were going to call the intentional foul. According to one of the officials, he made the X sign for the intentional foul, but he was definitely shooting the basketball. I don't know if they were deciding to take the ball out or not, but he was definitely shooting the basketball.
Yeah, they're going to put Mariano at the line after a brief conversation. It's been a well-officiated game tonight. Just two on deck, two of the best in Dave Greenwich and Dennis Ducharme.
Yeah, I don't think there should be even an issue about whether he was shooting or not. That was pretty clear. I just thought maybe Greeny, as we like to call him, the official up high, David Greenwich, he might have spoken to Twomey or Toomey and said, "Hey, all right, not so aggressive on those fouls. We don't need anybody getting hurt."
Of course, it's a long historied program here on the west side. It's the first missed free throw of the night for West. You can see the banner there, but it's been a bit of a drought in terms of state championships as Alcantara able to pick the pocket of Abbott, go right to the rim, missed it. Abbott the rebound and avoids the turnover. Just want a bounce pass and a swipe and steal by Mariano. Up the floor, Edmonds, no look for Can Bennett, count it, and the foul. As the party continues here at the Conant cage. Meanwhile, words are exchanged in the lane, and Alcantara is going to get teed up here. Had something to say to Twomey after the play.
He wasn't even involved in the play. What are you doing?
So a technical is going to be issued here, as we mentioned, against Alcantara. Coach Otis is a few feet onto the floor here, hoping to take his junior off the court. The crowd is fired up. The students love it. We're awaiting one free throw here with 2:12 to go in the third quarter as West continuing to try and get their subs onto the floor.
Yeah, I think Alcantara might have gone over and said something or pushed somebody a little afterward. There was a little
Meanwhile, Twomey, and look out, a punch is thrown as Mariano just connected on Twomey. Look out, chaos breaking loose.
Look at how we're going to
Jones is there.
Run out.
Mariano is going to be escorted into the corner. Meanwhile, some of the fans are on the floor as well. The officials are trying to keep everything calm here.
What is this madness?
Meanwhile, Jones is being held back. They have brought Can Bennett here back to the west sideline. The officials are at midcourt. Some of the parents are now onto the floor as well.
That kid, Mariano, punched a guy. I don't even know what happened in there. I don't know why, unless the kid was grabbing him or said something.
This goes back to the end of the previous play.
I didn't see that.
When there was some talking, a little bit of shoving, the officials tried to settle it down, and then it reignited on the weak side of the floor. Mariano got a clean shot off, a closed fist connection.
Yeah, we might have to look at that. I don't know why. If we could see back, maybe see why it happened.
And meanwhile, you can see the emotions are running high on the Kennett sideline, understandably.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand you're a parent, but you know these things happen in games. You can't run out and let the coaches and everybody else take care of it. Parents don't need to be involved here at this point.
So the officials continue to try and sort this out. It comes with 2:12 to go in the third quarter.
You know what happens, though. Mariano's not going to be able to play for a couple games. That's it.
Now Mariano, you can see, is visibly upset. He is being brought back to the sideline. He's going to receive a round of applause. But he has been presumably ejected here. Meanwhile, JV coach Bo Nung just now returning to the Kennett bench after an extended word there with our official Dave Greenwich.
There's going to be multiple tees involved, I think, on the west side. They might get 2 or 3 guys tossed. When you look at that, I just didn't see why Mariano would have gotten upset and hit a guy when they're up by. You're up 53-16. You've got to maintain your composure, and that has been one of the reasons why West has struggled in the past. It's all about composure. Doesn't matter what happens. Anything negative happens, they flip, and something goes wrong. You're up 53-16. You should be smiling and having fun, right? Basketball is supposed to be fun. And you can't get angry. Even if guys on the other team are talking, you can't get angry.
Well, as we know, it can be a very fine line because you want to play with emotion.
You do.
You want to elevate your performance. You want to play with energy, but it's that fine line that can be tough to walk, especially when we're talking about youth athletics as we get a look at the chaos that just unfolded here moments ago.
Yeah, we're trying to get the look and see how it started. It's just tough to see it, and it just seemed like maybe there was some talking, and he snapped. And I get it, guys snap. But you know what? Usually guys snap, though, when you're the team that has 16 points.
Right.
That's the guy that I played against that gets angry, and we're getting your butt kicked, and you're fired up because they're still pressing. They're kind of getting angry about that, maybe, and it it turned into something it shouldn't have.
Right, and again, who knows what was said, what went down in the moment before the eruption. And this is that kind of game where it's lopsided.
It is.
Only two officials. Can't be everywhere at once.
No.
Emotions running high.
And they haven't done.
And unfortunately, it just got away from a couple of players there a moment ago.
They did, and they haven't called a bad game. It's not like
they've called a great game.
They've done a really good job. The problem is some people just can't have someone say something to them without snapping, and you have to avoid that. And that's a life lesson. So if everyone's watching this, right, in life, when someone says something to you, it means nothing, right? You just let it go. You're up 53-16, and you're going to win the game. All
right, so we have a free throw attempt here.
I think that was on
our first action in several minutes. Can Bennett is at the line.
Right, made layup. He made the layup, got fouled, right?
So that was the three-point play opportunity.
Yes, the free throw. I'm trying to figure out what the heck happened going back.
So am I. We have not heard
sure.
an official announcement yet. The officials, meanwhile, are still explaining things courtside. Kennett head coach Jack Loynd meeting with the two referees. The players are all bunched up at midcourt. We just saw the one West free throw attempt.
They might want to shake hands or maybe talk to each other, or maybe figure this out, because that can't continue. No matter what happens, you got to find a way. See, now look, Tevin Edmonds first got to go shake hands. You see, he shakes one of the other team's hands. So we got 4 free throws apparently.
So the captain setting the example.
I think maybe
West.
did.
And now
Robertson get punched? Is he the guy that got hit?
I think so. I would have to look at the replay again, but it was chaotic. Meanwhile, Robertson will hit the free throw. It's his first point tonight.
I think they said he gets 4 free throws, right? So there must have been.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, 2 T's involved, so he gets 4. And this is one of those times too. We get kind of funny. We can go, is he going to make 4 of them? Because when they shoot 3 free throws on a 3, what happens? Nobody ever makes 3.
Right now he's
on
locked
fire
in.
right now.
Yeah, 3 for 3.
Locked in.
Meanwhile, Mariano ejected. He did play well tonight.
He did.
He had 12 points.
He
12 points, 9 of those in the first half. And Robertson connects. So a 4 for 4 trip, Justin. I know
and they got
you've been looking for
points.
that. And there it is.
The problem, too, is going forward, right? He's going to be suspended now for, I believe, the next game or 2 games, I think it is. You probably know better than I do with football, too. When you get kicked out of a game, I think you're suspended for the next 2 contests, right?
It sounds right, but
they're going
I
to
can't
need
swear
him
by that.
going forward, and
right.
You can't snap in a situation when you're ahead. Your team needs you on the floor. They need you.
Bank attempt won't go for Robertson. Second try. Jackson for 3. No. This one is batted around before Aldati gets to it for West. Up the floor to the rim. Count it for Cruz.
Cruz gets his name in the book.
The junior able to beat everybody down the floor there. The layup gives him his first 2 of the night. Final 90 seconds, third quarter. West with their largest lead at 55-20. Jackson into the lane. hard dump down pass there. Not quite ready was Duncan.
No, that's one of those ones you have to shoot because guys aren't ready to catch that. He threw that ball from up, down like that, a zipper. You got to be able to, you can't catch that. Tough pass. Really tough pass. Should have shot it. And now we have some more subs. We have Aldati in the game. We have Aiden Ramirez, number 15, who played extensive minutes in the JV game.
Was one of their stars in an overtime win earlier.
Yeah, he played well.
Rebound for Jackson. It's his 7th tonight.
Sort of it kind of was a rare, I think, West turnover again there. A shot, a missed shot, or just threw the ball away.
Still only a total of 6 tonight for the home team. 5-minute, third quarter. Abbott for 3.
That's a positive sign for them, right? Come in, hit a couple shots. 55-23. They got over 20, so you feel better about that.
Owen Abbott, sophomore, didn't play in the first half.
No.
Connects on a 3 ball here. Meanwhile, Edmonds turns the corner, and he's gliding too. He's now in double figure. Third West player tonight to hit the 10-point plateau.
And he's a steady player with a good head and his shoulders. And what did he do? He was the first guy to go over and shake hands with the other team.
Yeah.
Not everybody did it, but I saw a couple of the guys reach out, and that's something you can appreciate by your leader, your captain.
Final 2 seconds. Abbott comes to Jackson here, trying to sneak around to Aldid. Cut off by Edmonds. Now triple teamed on the block. Somehow got the shot off, but it doesn't hit the rim. Rebound ends up with slow walk it into the front court. Coach Otis is going to pump the brakes and run 4 o'clock.
Yeah, now we got a whole quarter.
So,
still one more.
Manchester West right now in a good spot. Out in front, 57-23 over Kennett. Blue Knights seeking their 6th straight win when we come back. Fourth quarter next. You are watching our Friday Night New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, back here, the Charles Quinn Gymnasium.
Oh, the Quinn, you got the little name. That's good.
A.K.A. the Coney Cage. Nick Anastas along with Justin Gorham. Manchester West has flipped their marks tonight. They begin this fourth quarter with all 5 starters on the sideline.
Yeah, we've seen
with this game well in hand at 57-23.
I think the majority of the JV team is on the floor that won their game prior to this, and then Severn Aldati got the steal. Basketball
reserve as well. Landon Ramsey grabs that rebound. He's a sophomore forward, getting his first minutes. Meanwhile, Kobe Young, a good look there from 17, won't go. Another rebound for Aldati, brings it himself into the front court. Sets up his teammate Curtis Bouchard, who knocks down the 3, and you hear boo as Bouchard coming from the friendly crowd. He's got a smile on his face. We have another timeout here. 60-23, West with the largest lead. Our broadcast brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in Bedford, Londonderry, and Epping. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance. To the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. Fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team. And finally by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit nhtomahawks.com and also girls.nhtomahawks.com. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham. Apologize for any technical difficulties here. We work to smooth things there with us.
It's chaos. It's chaos here.
Minute into the fourth quarter, West with a large lead. They have two different 10.
Obviously, but you get a lot of guys playing time who don't normally get to play, and guess what? You might need one of these guys at the end at some point this year.
Right. Long two. Duncan, a good look from baseline. Rebound pinched down and controlled by Bouchard. The Blue Knights. Well, we saw a dramatic overtime affair in the JV game that was won by a lot of these players on the floor now for West. Aldati missed the leg. And the rebound pulled in by one of the Kennett reserves. That'll lead to Ramsey. And a whip it here near corner Abbott. 2 minutes gone by, fourth quarter. West seeking their sixth straight win. A win tonight would boost the overall record to 7-2. This is a free up and in for Ramsey.
Yeah, it's good to see some reserves come in, hit some shots. But West played so well in the beginning. Defense, they won this game with defense. That was how they won the game.
Yep.
And it showed. They've forced 31 turnovers, and we're not done with the fourth quarter. That's the same amount that we saw Trinity get the night against Merrimack, and they won the game as well. So you see defense wins games. I know sometimes they go, well, offense wins too, but you do have to score more points than the other team, that kind of a thing. But defense like that wins games.
Power move here by Aldati. And the junior is out in the act.
Yeah, to see that. He reserved, getting the game, going to go to the basket. Tough.
Meanwhile, we have a running clock here.
The running clock. That's the first time we've seen that.
Over 30. That's the second.
Good rebound back. 22 again. There he is, Ramsey.
Yeah. 5 points in this fourth quarter.
All of a sudden coming off the bench.
Here in the midway point of this fourth quarter. Good bounce. And count that and the foul for Christian Cruz.
The freshman.
Yeah. Nice bounce to the layup. And Cruz has his first two of them. It's been a balanced attack offensively for West. 3 players in double figures led by Max Hood with a game-high 22. His night is likely over. But had help from Miles before the ejection, who had 12. And, of course, the point guard and captain, Tevin Edmonds, in double figures at 10.
They played really well. A lot out of them. The press was phenomenal. Rebounding-wise, free throw percentage was good. They kind of did everything well up until that incident. That was the only kind of like mark on the game that was negative.
You know, this one last touch by Aldati as that ball looks like it was halfway down before it poked out. And the inbound comes from the baseline for Kennett.
And right now we have quite a few freshmen in the game.
Got a foul here.
For West, we have number 12. Austin is a freshman. 22. Voisin, freshman. Number 1 would be Jaden Tate. He's a freshman. And Cruz is a freshman. So other than Aldati, that's an entirely freshman group, so they have a lot to look forward to.
Yeah.
Right, going forward. I look forward to going forward. I just said forward twice. What's going on there?
That's okay.
Nick?
Back iron miss. Loose ball in the lane. And a good rebound there for Austin Martin. One of the aforementioned freshmen.
Yeah, it's always fun to see when you're a freshman, get yourself in the newspaper or the book scores. I got two. The dreaded 5-second count. Oh, Barini.
Yep. Good defense there by Kennett.
That was good denial.
And just the 7th turnover tonight for West.
Yeah, West just has to do the same things that watch.
For Manchester West. Came in tonight with a 3-way tie in the D2 standings for 3rd place. And right now playing as hot as anybody.
Yeah. En fuego.
Closing in on their 6th win. Quick jumper, up and in.
Good no-look pass.
Second bucket for Cruz.
Voisin, that was Tate that time. Voisin to Tate.
Oh, it's Tate, excuse me.
Tate got a basket.
Yep, and that's his first bucket.
That was freshman to freshman. Those two guys are friends. I had Voisin's parents and students, which is always makes it odd for me to see my grandstudents.
Aldati the rebound, wraparound pass, and then a big block by Ramsey.
Got a pump fake.
Leads to Ramsey at the other end. Uncontested, left it short.
Yeah, that happens.
Pulled down by Voisin. West tonight, 11 different scores. Getting their name in the book.
That's always fun. When you can have that, that's fun. And a couple more guys to get involved. I think we got to get Voisin has to get a basket, and maybe Martin has to get a basket.
Final 95 seconds here. Coming up after the game, we're going to speak with Coach Rick Otis of West. Plus stats, highlight analysis, out-of-town scoreboard as well. All that coming up in just a few moments during our post-game show. Voisin trying to tiptoe the line, finally ruled out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Kennett did a nice job cutting him off. His turn, got cut off. Where to go? You know what? In soccer, it's weird. He plays a good soccer. You can run out of bounds in soccer, right? You probably know this better than I do, but can't you run out of bounds in soccer and then go kick the ball again?
I believe so.
I think you can. In basketball, you can't obviously do that. But in soccer, that's where they differ. It's kind of weird. Similarities exist, but that's pretty different. So I think that's what he was saying. I can go out of bounds.
Got a timeout here with 1:04 remaining. Kennett going to slip 5 and 4 on the season. But they'll have a chance to bounce back coming up on Friday when they take on Bow at home. And then 2 more on the road.
2 more on the
At Hanover and at Hollis.
Ooh,
Line
that's
4. It's a tough stretch.
Some driving, Nick.
Meanwhile, for West, they're going to have to take a trip on Friday out to Hanover.
Hanover slows the game down. That's going to be interesting for a team that likes to press and play fast against a team that likes to slow it down. Another turnover.
Martin with the steal. Going to give West the ball back as we're now inside of a minute to go. And this one turned right back over.
That should be West ball. I don't know. Apparently not. Okay.
I don't think it was tipped.
I think they wanted to call it. I don't think they want to call any more. To be honest, is Mr. Tate there got slapped that one. I don't think they would call that.
3-pointer. Abbott, no. And this one blocked from behind by Cruz.
Yeah, blocked, and then they rebound by Aldati and just kind of turned it over.
Final 25 seconds. Inside out, 3-pointer. Back iron miss. Abbott, offensive rebound. Another straightaway 3. This one is up and in.
He's an unknown player. He plays number 30. We're just not too sure who he is.
Final seconds. Manchester West with a dominant display tonight. 65-31 is the as West improves to 7-2 overall. They've now won 6 in a row and will look to keep the win streak alive Friday night at Kennett. Meanwhile, They dropped to 5-4. And again, we'll have a home meeting coming up on Friday when they take on Bow. So 65-31 coming up. Coach Otis live here in the cage.
In the cage, yes.
We'll talk to Coach, and then we'll get a look at the scoreboard and add up the stats as well. So a lot to get to coming up. 65-31 West over Kennett. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
65-31 is the final. Manchester West, they force over 30 Kennett turnovers. They end up with 11 players scoring the basketball tonight, led by a game-high 22 from the junior Max Hood. And in the end, it adds up to a sixth straight win for Manchester West, their seventh of the season. Kennett slips to 5-4. Some unofficial numbers from this one. We mentioned Hood, 22 points. Had help from Braden Mariano, who had 12 points tonight. Tevin Edmonds, the captain, in double figures with 10. And then some good individual efforts in a loss tonight for Kennett as well. Jaden Jackson, 7 points, 7 rebounds. David Bailey, 5 points, 7 rebounds as well. So both teams will look to get a couple of good days in practice and then right back out onto the floor on Friday.
Yeah, and I think Kennett, a lot of regrouping, a lot of working on, if they watch the video later, a lot of maybe more crisp passing, maybe a little more something going on offense where guys are moving without the ball. Because they did a lot of standing around, and when that happens, when you stand, you turn the ball over because guys aren't getting open and guys aren't cutting, right? So, and then the other side, I think West played really well early. Defensively, they were outstanding. Their pressure was intense. They did good things. They denied the passing lane or denied guys, other players the ball. They got in the passing lane. They rebounded well. They shared the basketball, I think, well. Coach Otis wasn't too happy with the way they finished some of those layups in the end. But I think team-wise, they play well as a team together. Now, the game was somewhat marred by an incident that was unnecessary, and we know it was unnecessary, and I think everybody watching knows. You have to maintain composure simply because, as a coach, I know going forward, you may be in a situation where the game is extremely close, and you want to make sure that something like that doesn't happen.
Right.
Just because your teammates need you. Like, I think he forgot. Your teammates need you on the floor, and you don't like to see anything like that happen because it kind of makes my stomach hurt to see that happen. In any case, like any situation. So,
all right, we're waiting now on Coach Otis. He's down there. He's down there on the floor. Hopefully, will join us up here.
He's ready.
I think the catwalk in just a moment.
What do we have looking forward to
I was
perhaps
about to get
on
to
Friday?
that. Yeah,
Friday
we're waiting
and,
to lock down those details, but it would not surprise me if we see a Seacoast rivalry on Friday night. Winnicott at Exeter as we return to D1.
Oh, that'd be an interesting game.
That is all but official at this point. So
I feel good about that. Yeah.
if you have not done so already, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll get that notification if you hit the bell, so you'll be good to go wherever we are on Friday night. Again, Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is on YouTube, the official home of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. FNLNH Media is the name of the channel. All right, some other scores.
That's what I was going to ask you about. What else do we have going?
They're kind of trickling in here. Again, we had an early start tonight with a scheduled 6 o'clock Eastern tip, so most of the other games are trailing in terms of a schedule. But we did have some scores earlier. Trinity and Pinkerton were in a tight one at 36-30 at half.
Okay.
Pioneers out in front of Pinkerton. And in Division 2, big lead for Hollis Brookline over Sauhegan, 48-29 at the start of the fourth quarter there in D2. All right, here comes.
Here he is.
Coach Otis, fresh off a 65.
Good win, Coach.
31 victory. Great job, Coach, tonight on both ends of the floor. I suppose we'll start with that pressure defensively, which Kennett never was quite able to get comfortable with. What was the key there defensively tonight?
Well, we want to speed everybody up. I mean, we're small, we're quick, we're fast. As you can see, we're not very tall, but we want to speed the game up. We want to get up and down the floor, get in that paint, spray at the shooters, and defensively, we want to, just force tempo. Take the ball out of the point guard's hands, make other people handle the basketball that sometimes aren't comfortable handling the basketball. As you can see, we did that tonight several times. So when we work extremely hard on our pressure, we have other pressures that we didn't use tonight, but these kids have bought into this pressure 100%, as you can see. Yeah. Everybody's on the floor, everybody's diving, everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. Rotations are all pretty good, stuff like that. So it's that's how we want to play. These are the athletes we have here at West High School, and that's how we want to play, get up and down the floor with that pressure defense.
And then the other side of the coin is on offense. You took very good care of the basketball, just 4 turnovers in each half. Coach, you got to be pleased with that.
Yeah, I think anytime any high school team can be 10 turnovers and below, you're doing pretty good.
Absolutely.
You're doing pretty good. And so we focused on that in practice too, taking care of the basketball, good shots, knowing your roles. A lot of times, these guys, what the coach thinks their role is and what they think their role is, especially offensively.
Not always the same.
It's not always the same, we got some, what I call lunch pail guys. Some guys who just kind of know their roles, do their roles very well. Trayvon does a pretty nice job at it. Chris Mahir, I'm trying to think some other guys.
Luis, I believe, same kind of guy.
Luis, exactly. Luis comes in, plays great. He usually covers the best offensive player every night. He doesn't score a ton of points, but I tell you right now, he's as valuable to our team as Max Hood or Tevin Edmonds. These guys have. He's accepted that role. He knows his role. He does a great job on his role, and he knows in order for us to be successful, he's going to do what he does.
And then, Coach, you led me right into my next question about those two standouts, Hood and Edmonds. What have they meant, not just this season, but over the last couple as this program continues to grow?
Well, first of all, Max Hood has worked extremely hard at his game. I'm not saying that Tevin hasn't either.
Right.
But Tevin was the second-team All-State player. We knew coming back that he would be one of the better point guards in Division II, and he certainly has proved up to that so far this season. Max Hood was a kid who was strictly a spot-up shooter, has worked, and he still shoots the ball very well with spot-up. We're working on him putting the ball to the floor, getting to the basket, making plays, because we played Sauhegan the other night, and they shattered him all over the place, and he didn't score a bucket. And I'm like, Max, you got to put the ball on the floor and go make plays.
Right.
So, but he has worked extremely, and several of them, not just those two, several of them have worked extremely hard on their game, and you can see the results on the floor.
So what have you done, too? We've seen a little bit of that this year going forward about getting kids to buy in defensively, to play with that kind of effort. And you're not even playing 10 guys all the time. You're playing about 7 or 8 consistently.
Yep.
What have you done, though, to convince them or to get them to buy in like that defensively?
We just preach teamwork. We just preach we're all about West High School. We're all about team. One person isn't going to do it. We together as a team can do it. I say it every day in practice. There are times when I pull my hair out because sometimes kids are kids.
Yep.
And they have their own personal, or mom and dad have their own personal agenda as well. But we just preach teamwork, working hard. People ask me all the time, how do you get those guys to play that hard. And I say, that's how we practice. That's how we practice, So if you don't practice that way, then you're not going to make it into the rotation. So we just preach teamwork, getting better, knowing your roles, rebounding, defending. We think if we can do those two things, then we give ourselves an opportunity to win. Sometimes, it was kind of the perfect storm tonight, where we're turning them over, getting layups. Yet if we're not getting layups, we're spraying the shooters. So it was kind of the perfect storm with offensively. But this is how we play. We get up and down, for 32 minutes. We played Sauhegan the other night. Same thing, we didn't beat by 30, whatever the points were. It was a 10-point game, but this is how we play. This is what I think our talent evaluation is. These guys do a great job of sharing the basketball too.
Yeah. Well, they do. They do. They're not selfish. Okay, now, elephant in the room. We're not going to go negative, skew negative. But how do you address what happened with that incident? Usually the frustration, and Nick and I were talking, the frustration ends up usually on the team that's getting beat, badly. What happens there, and how do you address that going forward with a player that's probably going to miss?
2 games.
I think 2 games going. And you need him. He came in. He got 12 points tonight. He played really well.
Yep.
Fiery player. So what do you do? How do you address that? And what are you going to do going forward? Do you think?
First of all, it's kind of embarrassing. Me as the coach. I didn't see what happened. I didn't see the whole melee. What happened? Had to turn, and then it kind of broke up. And to be honest with you, when people started coming off the floor and stuff like that, I'm like, this can get ugly here real quick. We're going to address it as, there's no way we are going to accept that kind of behavior here at West High School. The administration, Richard and the assistant principals, everybody all the way up through have been incredibly supportive of us. I'm sure I'll have a conversation with him here in the next day or so about what happened. But that kind of behavior, I didn't see the whole thing, but still, you got to be bigger than that.
But it's not always in your control as a coach. You don't know what players are going to do. So, and I don't think none of that reflects on you or the overall mentality of your team.
Yeah,
but you do have to address that. I understand.
No,
that.
And to be honest with you, I'm a little embarrassed because that stuff is a reflection on me a little bit too. I didn't see it, but it definitely will not happen again. And that stuff is just not going to be tolerated here at West High School, no matter what happens. Because I get 10 different people telling me different things. He punched me, he hit me, so I don't know what really happened.
The bottom line is, coach, it's a learning experience.
Yeah,
exactly,
right?
Absolutely, 100%.
So let's put it to bed here. It's a learning experience, and I think everybody walks out the other side a better person at the end of the day.
Yep.
So.
And we did see what a wonderful thing we saw, though, was when they were together at half court. And I told Nick this, too. We were trying to seeing who would maybe go shake hands with someone else. And Tevin, who's one of your leaders with Max, went over and shook hands with one of the other players. A couple of other players talked to the other guys. And I think they worked it out. And I thought that was a great thing to see because you don't want to see the other stuff. That was wonderful to see at the end.
Tevin is I'll tell you right now, without Tevin, not even what he does on the floor, his leadership on our team is unbelievable. In practice every day, when your best player is your hottest working player every day in practice, that tells you something right there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He's a fantastic kid. I love coaching him, and he sees him, gets them together at the foul lines. He talks to them, and he does a great job of leadership. We would not be, I don't know what our record is, whatever it is, we would not be whatever it is if it wasn't, with Tevin's leadership. It's unbelievable.
You could see that with that experience. You saw that.
7-2, by the way, coach.
Yeah, really good.
Now you've got a couple days off and then a long trip out to Hanover. How do you get ready for that?
They're just the opposite of us. They want to grind. They want to play nothing but half-court defense. They play very good defense. Last year when we played them, and I saw them play 2 or 3 times, I thought they were the best defensive high school team that I had seen in 20-plus years of coaching high school. I mean, they were unbelievable. Couldn't get to the paint, help everywhere, closeouts. They were phenomenal. The coach moved on, but I think the JV coaches, and obviously he's learned quite a bit from them because of their role. I think they're 8-1, 7-1, or something like that. Right there as well. Right there as well too. So, we're going to try to speed them up, try to turn them over, get up and down the floor. It's going to be a game of 2 different contrasts. They want to walk it up, pound it in, run their sets. We want to kind of push the ball up the floor, finish with layups, spray it. Get into our press and get up and down the floor.
Well, don't sell your defense short either, though. That you guys played defense as good. And we think for watching games so far, Trinity has really kind of set the standard defensively this year.
Yep.
But you guys are right there with them because nobody's created that many turnovers in a game against anybody else. So you guys and Trinity are right there with each other in terms of effort and an intensity level and just kind of being in the right spots.
Well, I appreciate that guys.
Coach, congratulations on a big win
Congratulations.
tonight.
Guys.
We
Appreciate
appreciate
it.
it.
bet.
Thank you for your time
Thank you.
as well.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And best of luck on Friday. That is Rich Otis giving us some good stuff
That was
there.
great. That was great.
His team looked really good tonight, 65-31 over Kennett. Your final thoughts?
Well, most of what we said, that West defensively is outstanding. Effort level, they got kids to buy in to doing exactly what the coaching staff wants. You hate to see the game marred by a little thing like that happened tonight. We don't like that. But everything else they did, team-wise, they shared the basketball, unselfish. They lift each other up, I think, for the most part, and you don't see that very often in teammates that at this level. And on the other side, Kennett, they have a lot to work on. I think they haven't played anybody that at that level yet. Like, they've won some games. And they can win games, but they got to hang on to the basketball, and they've got to be better at getting open, because these two teams, based on records, perhaps they could meet again.
Yep,
at some
they
point.
could, both with winning records at this point.
Yeah.
All right, we hope that we'll see you folks on Friday,
Better.
and we hope it's in Exeter as Winnicott takes on the Warriors again. Like and subscribe our YouTube channel for the latest information. We'll definitely be somewhere on Friday. All right, want to thank Justin, you, for setting this whole thing up last minute.
Well,
using your connections.
I do. I have connections. It's rare, but I have connections. I know a guy. You got to know a guy.
You do. Right? And, of course, is the AD, who is doing a great job
Mike
here.
Cotter.
Yes,
Mike Cotter, yeah, he does a really good job.
Certainly did a great job tonight, and we appreciate them rolling out the red carpet.
Absolutely.
Of course, want to thank the sponsors, Beals Insurance, MG Sports Fundraising, and the New Hampshire Tomahawks, our two hardworking videographers, Matt Beals and John Barron. Of course, the whole thing orchestrated flawlessly by the man behind the curtain, the wizard of replay, our director, Ben Beals, back in the Beals Insurance Studios. Of course, the executive producer, the big man in the big chair, is Steve Beals, down in the Sunshine State. For my partner, Justin Gorham, my name is Nick Anastas saying so long. Final score, final time, Manchester West 65, Kennett 31. This has been a presentation of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.